Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. Today we are going to discuss the concerns about the Jacksons of Atlanta children and some of the things that have been brought out over the last couple of days. Now first of all, I want to give a brief backstory. I have been reporting on the Jacksons of Atlanta, or should I say doing commentary, because I haven't been reporting anything, over at least the last couple of years, I want to say. And it is no secret that as time has went on, that myself and I'm sure several others have had many concerns when it came to the well-being of their kids. The obvious things are the fact that they are almost 6 years of age, the older two, and still in Pampers. Also, the fact that every time they show the second set of twins, babies number 3 and 4, they walk as if they have a clear issue with their legs, either that they're underdeveloped because they're not being used and they're not walking a lot, or maybe have some type of condition. Now, let's be honest, just because they vlog their family and their children does not mean they have to tell us everything. However, the thing about vlogging families and family channels, they put their children out here, some more than others, for the benefit of them, because people love kids, and for the benefit of the children, because the more views they get, the more money they make. Now, the sad part and stupid part about them is the fact that, because their channel was doing well, I think they took it to mean people like them personally instead of like the dynamic of the family channel, which pretty much is the gist of it. But that's another story for another day. But yeah, babies 5 and 6, it does seem like Miles went from the child that was always with them to the child that was never seen and has this big mark on his forehead like he was hurt. Was that the case? Who knows? Now, the reason I named this what I named it is because it was brought to my attention that there has been possibly 2 reports made on the family, or should I just say Mahogany, since she's the only one at this time in the home recently. And not only that, there was so much information put out, like I said, in the last few days, until it was quite frankly overwhelming. I mean, information from the fact of them being in the room all day, only getting attention from their parents when they record, that they were chastised for things as minuscule as not wanting to eat their food. Maybe it could have been any reason why, but that was the case. That they never get to go outside. We had a doctor's appointment video that we viewed, and in this video, it was obviously made aware that those kids are, especially the first 2, are underweight, and they're not really hitting their milestones. Now, Justin has been said to be autistic. Marcel has not been officially called autistic, but it does seem like he either has a hearing issue, which makes his voice kind of squeaky and high. And for a long time, he showed traits of autism because all he did is repeat things that were said to him. Now, it could be that he has traits, or it could just be that he was nervous being on camera. Or it could be the fact that a lot of pressure is put on them to quote unquote perform, and it seems that their father does rule with, as they say, an iron fist. Now, let me tell you some of the information that I learned in the last few days that I wasn't aware of. We all felt that the kids didn't get proper attention, that they were not being educated appropriately based on their ages. Now, they do live in Georgia, so it's not required that they go to pre-K, although obviously it helps your child. But even if they wanted to put them in pre-K, they couldn't because everybody's in Pampers. That's another noticeable thing. It was also said that, especially while filming, they may go hours, all day, noticeably wet and not be changed. It was also said that based on the type of soiling that they did in their Pampers, that disgustingly enough, they may actually be changed and the pamper may be put back on them, like maybe as if it was reused, was the words that was said. And oh my God, that made me sick to my stomach because, a pamper? And mind you, the big kids are not in pull-ups, they're in Pampers. I'm going to first of all make sure that I say that all of the things said are allegations made. These are not things that I saw with my own eyes, and therefore I can't personally attest to them. And in all fairness to the parents, I wanted to say that as well. Now, Mahogany put out a video recently talking about things that were said about her and about her motherhood. And one of the things that she mentioned, oh, I love my kids. She didn't mention the fact that, now she did mention that, she does have a nanny and they're at home a lot because during the day, although she is an entrepreneur, she does have to work. And that is understandable. But what's not understandable is, the kids not going to school, no one taking the time to teach them. It was said that out of 6 babies, only 2 of them actually have cribs. The other ones basically sleep on mattresses, that you very rarely see them actually playing with toys. And the only time I've actually seen them being gifted anything real was when they had that Temu sponsored Christmas. Quite frankly, all of this is very disturbing. Now, I am going to say that there was a young lady who watches my channel that said she was very concerned, and she was concerned to the point that she did make a complaint to Protective Services in reference to their treatment. It was also said by another individual that was already taken care of. Those were the words that were used. So I'm assuming that meant that the things that they actually saw with their own eyes, they did finally report. Now, people did chastise, or should I say, criticize the young man because they felt he should have intervened before. But that is a big deal to jump into a situation. And when you, for example, my Jazzy Life has had people, so she said, call on her saying that her kids were not treated appropriately, etc., etc. I think that is a big undertaking for you to take that into your hands, and you are not there and you really can't prove anything. You can look at a kid and say they're skinny, but that doesn't mean that they weren't fed appropriately. As a matter of fact, one lady here on YouTube, I did a story on her channel, just had an intervention made with her newborn baby. Now, she didn't do anything wrong but have another baby. And they took her saying that her previous children were failing to thrive. The interesting thing about that is, if that is a reason to take a child from one person, it should definitely be a reason across the board, because They basically said the failure to thrive was criminal, and because of that, they not only took those babies, but automatically jumped in and took her other children. Now, all of these again are allegations because these are not things that I physically saw with my eyes or witnessed in a actual capacity. These are either things that I heard, that I was told, or that I spectated about online, which that is a big allegation. Let's be honest. Do I feel like CPS should have a reason to visit Mahogany's family? Yes. The Jacksons of Atlanta home? Yes. Because there's clear signs of neglect, there's clear signs of developmental delays. There's also signs that the kids may not be treated appropriately based on, again, developmental delays and the things that we see them doing, and even more so the things that we see that they can't do. Until this divorce was brought to our attention, those kids, gosh, for the longest time we didn't see them, and when we did see them, they wouldn't even let the kids go outside to play with a one of those blow-up things. They put it in the living room. And, without even thinking about it, those things are very loud, especially in the enclosed space, because you have to keep it running. So instead of it being an enjoyable experience, it may actually have been scary to the kids. Also, it said that they are not fed in a timely manner. Now, the nanny apparently is the one who was feeding them. And the interesting thing about that is the fact that, honey, she wasn't even paid. The allegations are that they owe her over $7,000. And the thing is, when you owed them $1,000, when you owed them $500, when you owed them $2, you knew you ain't had no money and couldn't pay. Now, Mahogany mentioned that funds were taken from their business account that she was not aware of, and because of that, she was unable to pay obligations. Is that true? We don't know. But I find it interesting that we are talking about this situation and the possible neglect of these children. And I say possible because, again, I didn't see it with my own eyes. But with the possible situation, we still see that not much has changed. Not much has changed. And when those kids had a nanny, it looks like she did breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The only time we actually seen the parents involved is when they were filming. Now, that doesn't mean that that's the only time they were involved, but that's definitely what we saw. But guys, I could really go on for hours talking about this. But the fact of the matter is, it has been said that there have been 2 intervention calls. And if those are acted upon and the house gets an official visit, they should definitely be concerned because there is no beds, is being said. The kids barely have clothes and toys. They show obvious signs of deficiencies and delays, and things being said as if they are being aggressively chastised for things as simple as not wanting to eat their food. I think that is abusive behavior. I mean, it just is. So tell me what you guys think. Also, if you've seen things other than what has been mentioned here that you feel should be brought to the protection services attention, let me know. Now, the one positive to this so-called divorce situation, and I do have information with receipts coming on that, so stay tuned, but they have really been focused on a little bit more. Like you've seen Justin take them to the park. Although even in that, you can see where he kind of manhandled a couple of the kids in a way that looked, beyond keeping them safe, which, is kind of sad. Also, we, kind of seen them out and about, which was a good thing, at least a couple of the babies. And we see more video with Mahogany. Now, if she keeps doing that, unfortunately, whether it's genuine or not, her channel should take a positive turn. She says she loves her kids, and I would hope that she does. I mean, she laid down and had 6 children. Flesh of her flesh, as they say. But whatever the case is, I seriously hope that if these intervention calls have been made, that they are acted on, that they go into the home, that they actually take a real look and make sure those kids are properly being cared for. No child deserves to come in this world to be ignored, to be treated in a way that would cause them not to thrive, to not be fed properly, and not be loved unconditionally. I mean, they don't deserve that. And she says, I would never have kids for content. Hey, that's what she says. So, I mean, we can only go by what the woman says, although we may have our own opinion. But just to recap, I wanted to do this video because of the concerns that I have seen, the additional allegations that have been made, the physical allegations, the reused pamper allegations, the fact of not even having soap in the house, so you can't be cleaning the kids, them having the same clothes on for days at a time, them not even going outside to play even maybe for an hour a day, them not being fed timely and consistently. They're supposed to be taking like Pediasure to try to help them gain more weight, but quite frankly, it doesn't seem that they ever go to the doctor. So how can you know if it's working? I mean, kids, especially those that have issues of being underweight and things like that, should definitely be seeing a doctor every 3 to 6 months just to make sure that they are making the appropriate strides, with catching up with where they should be. But if I do hear any more information about calls being made, I definitely will let you guys know. We do know that these kids aren't in school, and we do know that they are in Pampers, and it is said that they may actually be in Pampers for days. There was actually another allegation made that the youngest baby, Maverick, had to go to a doctor's appointment, and at that time, apparently they didn't have a nanny there, so that they actually left out of the house without an adult actually being in the home with the children. It was said that what was supposed to happen is the neighbor watched the kids, but the words that were used was keep an eye on the kids. And apparently they have cameras in their house, and that she, the mother, spent over an hour away from the home with the kids being in whatever spaces they're in, and she pretty much watched them via her videos. And when I say videos, I mean her cameras in the home. And like I said, that was an allegation that was made, and I seriously hope not, because if things like this is happening, they definitely need to not only go and do a visit, but take some immediate action. Life is hard enough for you when you have a loving family, a decent upbringing and things of this nature. Bringing kids in the world, not grooming them properly, not taking care of them properly, and then putting them in situations that they have to have deficiencies because they weren't cared for properly, makes life that much harder. When these young men become grown men, they're going to be grown men out in the world for the world pretty much to have to deal with whatever results these parents put on them. Not only that, they then become adults who may do the same thing and continue the cycle. And usually, as cycles continue, they get worse. They don't get better for a lot of kids. So guys, I'm just heartbroken that these allegations were able to be made. And I hope and pray that if even the least of them, even the things that we saw and talked about over this past year to year and a half was enough for a visit. But if all of the rest of these things are going on, I hope and pray that somebody intervenes and somebody does take a definite stand for these kids. Now, with all the things that she's talked about, she didn't address this. And another thing I thought was weird is her recording the nanny that she didn't pay, and using her recordings, which, number one, the recording was illegal, especially without her knowledge, and then publicizing them. I mean, it's just, another level of not only unethical, but illegal. Why did you record and then take the video and chop it up to try to make it seem like she was on your team? Now, I've seen actual text messages from the nanny, and what Mahogany said was not the case. She said that she would never work for them again. Now, she did not say that the kids were obviously abused. She didn't say anything like that. But she definitely said that she would never come back in their home and work again. And that they are not the greatest parents. I mean, she didn't say they were abusive, but she did say that. Now, Mahogany made a point to say, "You've never seen us mistreat our kids." And the girl said, "No," but quite frankly, she said that a lot of the things said in the videos were said just to basically coddle Mahogany. Like, she does not feel what she said. And sometimes you do that just to, stay unattached to a situation and remove yourself. And let's be honest, it's each individual's desire and choice to decide to intervene in situations like that, because you are advocating for these kids in a very unpopular situation. You are standing up against the parents. And what you are doing and saying could actually result in these kids being removed if it's serious enough. And you have to live with that, especially if you're wrong. So, guys, let me know what you think. I know this is a lengthy video. I apologize for that. But like I said, there is so much said, and there is a lot that I didn't even cover. But the allegations of the kids being left alone, the allegations of the kids having to put reused Pampers on, the allegations of the kids not being fed, and the allegations of aggressive behavior towards the kids when they're not really doing anything wrong is very disturbing. It really is. So guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the allegations, and tell me if you feel that the CPS reports were justified, or what you feel about the entire situation. As you know, I read every last one of my messages, and I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. Thanks so much for being a member of this channel, and I definitely am eager to talk to you in the comments. Also, before I leave this video, happy Resurrection Sunday, happy Easter. Different people call it different things, but I'm waiting for you in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one. Also, there is another video coming in reference to the divorce. I do have receipts. We will go over all of that. In order for me to actually show you the documents, I do have a lot of redacting to do. So it may be a day or so before that video is posted. So just stay tuned, okay? Talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.